Okay,
All
I
right.
got a new computer in my office, and something I found out is that I cannot access the color printer in the instruction area, so I'm going to need to put
Oh,
a
ticket
work order
yeah.
or a ticket in to get them to add the printer in the instruction unit. I have the printer in the VLC, but the printer in the VLC is black and white, so that's why this looks black and white.
Oh, yeah. You know, they just changed over like the printer address and everything.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's really frustrating, but it's a lot faster, and I think it must have a lot more storage or something.
Well, that's
because
good.
I was running out of storage, getting all kind of errors and that kind of thing, because I'm always creating something.
Yeah. Yeah. You need a lot of space for the things that you're doing.
So I think they gave me a new computer, so I just need to get my printer mapped. I need two printers. One, well, I used to have a print to the admin computer as well.
Nice.
But now I only have one.
Just the one.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to put in a ticket. I probably need one to that one as well.
Probably, yeah, especially since you need a lot of color.
Or if I need something that's bigger than 8 by 10.
This is true.
Or 8.5 by 11.
Hopefully I can get a new computer soon because mine glitches.
I think they do it ever so often. I guess my computer was old. I don't know.
Well, congratulations on your new computer.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got my questions and you don't want to guess. I got a recommendations and that I can suggest. Yes, this library questions are a part of request. Here's Beryl and Laura with instruction request.
Hey, Ospreys. My name is Lauren, and I'm the instruction librarian.
And I'm Beryl White-Bing, the virtual learning librarian.
And we are Instruction Requests, where we talk about common research questions, helpful resources,
and immersive technology at the Virtual Learning Center in the Thomas G. Carpenter Library.
All right.
Okay.
So today we're going to talk about education resources in the library.
Education.
And so the first thing we want to talk about is the Library Research Prize that we actually have going on in the library. Please, students, apply. There is going to be one undergraduate winner and one graduate winner. A group can apply to this as well.
Yes,
There's a group project that was done. You all can apply together and split the proceeds if you win.
And it doesn't have to be like a paper. It can be a creative project.
Okay.
If you create a virtual reality experience, or you create a PowerPoint together.
Yes.
Or you create an art project. Those can be submitted as well.
Okay. So if you're interested, please follow that link or scan that QR code just to see what the requirements are to apply, and go ahead and click that link and put in your application. The application period ends on March the 2nd, and then the winners will be selected in April.
And that's before spring break. So students really need to get that in, because the more you want to have a good pool of applicants.
Right.
You don't want one person to apply and just be a default winner.
Yeah.
You want to feel like you won.
This is true. This is true. Unless you're the default winner.
Well,
at least shoot your shot. Because
I like the money, but I'm just saying.
No, I understand.
For in your own integrity, you want to feel like you were the best.
Yeah, so
But
apply,
anyway.
guys. Please. That is active and available for you all.
Yeah.
And so today we sat with one of the online learning librarians, Danny Feinberg, and we talked about
RefWorks.
But before we jump into that interview, I wanted to cover the research question of the day because it's relevant to that conversation. So a student came through the library chat and said, how would I cite a chapter from the Oxford Handbook of the Bible and American Pop Culture? And So the chat librarian asked a few questions because that's what we do. It's called a reference interview. And the format that the student needed to use was MLA format. And so the chat librarian recommended that they use the rule for a work in an anthology, reference, or collection. So when you are dealing with citation format rules, there are rules for different types of sources that you're citing, right? And so this person wanted to cite a chapter, not necessarily the whole book. So there is a specific rule for that. And so I wanted to point out that we have library databases that have the citation format rules. So we have the MLA style guide, which this student would have found helpful. And then we also have the APA style guide. This is a newer guide that we have acquired. So I really wanted to highlight that to you all. And then lastly, we have RefWorks. RefWorks is a citation management software. We have mentioned it before on the podcast. Now, in this student's case, RefWorks would not be their the first option, but it is a useful option when you are dealing with citations in general. And so with that, our interview with Danny.
Hi, Beryl.
Danny.
Hi, Danny.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I'm very excited to be here.
Danny is our online librarian, and along with Sarah Mocklis, the STEM online librarian that we had in a previous episode. But today we're talking to Danny.
Yes.
So, Danny, I want you to tell us, our audience, a little bit about yourself and your role as the Education Department liaison, and how RefWorks fits into the services you provide for our faculty and students.
Sure, I'd love to. So, hi, my name is Danny Feinberg. I'm one of the online learning librarians who also works with the Center for Research and Technology. So, along with that, I work with OER and the OER initiative on our campus, or open access. I've been the liaison to the between the Silverfield College of Education and Human Services since 2017. So I've worked with that college a long time. And RefWorks. So what is RefWorks? It's a citation management tool. It is very highly used in the College of Education. We encourage undergrads and graduate students, and yes, even professors, to use it. It is a great tool. I'm so excited to show it to you today. But what it does, like in short, is it takes your resources, it stores the records into one nice management tool, right? It's going to save you the ability to make APA or MLA or Chicago, whatever style you want, citations. It can also be embedded into Google Docs or Microsoft Office 365. And it also allows you to save PDFs of the articles or Word documents, or to make notes. And I'm going to demonstrate this as we go through the presentation today.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, Danny is our resident RefWorks expert, so I'm sure even I'm going to learn something new here in your presentation. So what are some of the most common or helpful ways you see people actually using RefWorks in classes, research projects, or teaching?
Yeah, I think that the first thing that I would recommend is just the fact that the login is directly on the library homepage. So that's the first thing. So it's easy to get to, it's easy to find. Once you get your account created, I think one of the easiest things and most important things that students can do are make folders for their classes. You can see here that, like, I have folders for papers that I've written, and you can create subfolders. So if I do a search, let's just say for critical thinking, and this is just something that I would say, like, any student can do, any faculty member, any staff member. So it is a useful tool in that respect. So we're going into one search. This is our primary discovery tool. And the thing that the students are using it for is they can share the resources with each other or with their professors. So on this campus, I see students working with their professors and the professors want to see what they're finding in the databases.
Mhm.
And when they share the folders, the professors are able to really get a handle on the research that they're getting done. I apologize for this delay in
Yeah.
time.
It's
There we
all
go.
good. Yeah. The good old
It can
Wi-Fi.
happen.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm going to limit to peer-reviewed journal articles. Let's just say this is a information literacy course, and you're just looking for some education articles. So this is how easy this is. Okay, we're going to click on the title of the article. We're going to go to it's the citation. Now, normally we would instruct students to just pull the AP 7th citation right there, right? But in actuality, you can click RefWorks, and once your account's created, um, it literally just zooms into RefWorks. You can put it directly into a folder, right? Or you can just say import in. Now, the nice thing about RefWorks is it's going to automatically save it in the permanent library unless you delete it, right? So if
Right.
we click on here, look at Lauren, look how nice this is. We can get back to UNF, the
Nice.
OneDrive, right?
Mhm.
Or we can even do something even cooler, which is you can access the article. And I'm going to see if I could do this quickly for time's sake. But you can download the PDF and drag it into the database, which this is monumentally extremely cool. The
Okay.
reason and I'll just end with this portion right here, but I want to show you really how neat this is. I'm going to save it to my downloads folder. Now you're not going to see that directly, but
Mhm.
watch. Ready? This is how. And students always ask me why I do this, and the reason why is because now we have you'll have a permanent file in the database.
So you're doing this after you've sent this record from OneSearch into RefWorks. So it has like a space already that you're able to save the actual document inside
Hmm.
of, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. So you can actually go and
Beryl,
um,
you're muted.
download any PDF, and then you save it to the computer, right? And
Mm-hmm.
once it's there, I'm gonna try and this is the tricky thing to show to demonstrate when you have two monitors. 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
And then all you're gonna do is go back into your reference folder, and if I can grab it, 1 second. And actually the cool thing is that you don't even need it to be the right record itself just for demo.
Mm-hmm.
But you can actually just drag in any file. I want to move you over. Sorry about this delay.
What if can you click add and just drop it in there?
Yep, that's what it just did.
Oh, wow.
And you can see it's loading it right there.
Reference articles. So
Yeah.
if you've done that a couple of times, how do you then go back to look at the uploads?
So basically, once the PDF is in there,
Mm-hmm.
you can literally, as long as you're your computer's on, your PDF reader is right there, and there's the article that we just downloaded.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Wow, I didn't know that either.
You just
And
taught me
this is
something, Danny.
and the thing that's
Okay.
so exciting about this is think about how many times you like the database will be down,
Yeah.
or there's a URL that's out. This allows you to actually have that article permanently
Yeah, you
saved
have the
for your
file.
file. Mhm,
Mm,
mhm.
Okay, so my next question was going to be favorite tips, shortcuts, or hidden gems. So that's definitely a tip.
for sure.
Because I didn't know about that. So I can just go into the database, drag the PDF. It has to be the PDF though, not like an
It, it,
HTML.
it can be an HTML document. It could be PDF, HTML,
Oh,
whatever it is. You can even go into Adobe Acrobat and modify the article. And you can see here, you can actually highlight and make notations and then drag the article in and actually have your notations directly on that. And what
in
I don't
RefWorks. Wow.
Yeah, it's really, and the cool thing too is one of my favorite tips is students like get overwhelmed with tabs. Like one of my colleagues, she has so many tabs open. Watch what happens when we're going back to the previous screens, right? Watch how
Right.
easy it is to go, and we're gonna just go choose a random article. And you could do e-book chapters, you can do whatever type of resource it is, and we don't have to worry about keeping our account open every single window because it's just going to keep adding them in. And the other
Yeah.
tip that I would have is watch this. Ready? This is the big appeal. So I worked with a class last night, which was a deaf education, and this professor is requiring them to do citations. AP 7th, bam, it's right there for you.
Right
It's
there
so
for you.
helpful. It's almost always correct, but you always want to double check it. That's the one thing
For
I'd say.
sure. Yeah.
But the other thing is watch what happens. What if you have a class that they want MLA 9th citation style? Okay. And this is where we can switch in seconds to a completely different style.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's all of them. And you can see here that if we wanted to Chicago or APA 7th, you go back to it and it takes you right back to what
Now,
we were using before.
I have a question that wasn't on our list of questions. When you
That's okay.
do that drop down menu in RefWorks, how do you know which one to select?
It's a great question, and this is the one answer I'll tell you. I typically go for the one that says mine or institutional. You can see that there's like a designated one, but that's not the answer I would give a student if I was working with them. Same with an article that a publisher, or excuse me, a professor was writing. I would double check with your professor or your publisher because there's no guarantee that that's the one that they want. Like an annotated one, look how different this looks. Is making the citations have the abstracts. That's not what most of your professors are going to want. But the institutional one is the most basic, down, like clear one that most students would want.
Yeah, the baseline. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you look for the little institutional in green.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And the other thing I would recommend was one of my favorite tools. There is a professor on this campus who I've taught many, many years for. Watch what happens. Here's a critical thinking folder, right? If you have a classmate who you want to share this with, you can see I saved this with Cia Brown and Tiffany Florence. Literally, all you have to do is know their N number at unf.edu or whatever email they use to create their account. And you can say can read, can annotate, so they can actually modify like what articles will go there, or modify which articles are in there completely. Now, the one thing I will say is this is a little bit leery. Stay away from projects. And the only reason that I say this is like uncharted territory, even for me. I would recommend sticking with the folders. And even with writing when you're writing a folder, excuse me, a paper, pardon me. One of the things I like to do when I'm finding articles is saying yes and no. So maybe the article is not going to be exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Save it, because this is going to allow you to say, I already found this, I don't need it, but I'm going to remember that now I don't want it. And that's what I did with my colleague Tammy when we wrote this paper on mentorship, because it allowed us to basically get involved and share articles and go across 44 articles for that whole paper.
Okay.
That's really good, especially for like our doctoral students who
Mhm.
they have to give an explanation of their research process and like how they found certain articles and how they decided what was going to work and what wasn't going to work to do the
Right.
subfolder. It's a great idea.
Because they can do the subfolders yes or no, but they can also do the subfolders according to their maybe
Chapters.
their chapters, or maybe even according, like if they're doing a PICO, the population, or
That's
maybe,
good.
you know,
That's
they
a good
can
point.
they
That's
can
a really
do
good
that
point.
as well. Oh, that's awesome, Danny.
Yeah.
Taught me. Now, let me see, I see the folder.
Uh-huh.
How do you make a subfolder?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. So watch what happens. So here's critical thinking. We're going to literally click on these three dots, and
Oh,
just like you
okay.
would in
Add a
any,
subfolder.
uh-huh,
Add
yes.
subfolders.
And you can
Oh.
name them anything you want, and you can go back and rename them so that that can be done. Dr.
Mm-hmm.
Dinsmore, I was working with his class, so you can see here, and we can even go back now, and
Mm-hmm.
you can change the options of how the sharing possibilities go. So
Okay.
that can be modified too. And in all honesty, um, the manage the folding, pardon me. You can see all of like the private versus shared options here,
Oh,
and
yeah.
so it's a lot like email. I kind of think it's like Gmail, but I would
Yeah.
always recommend if you're working with someone on a paper for like your class or your presentation, or if it's something being published, make sure you think about, do you want the person to be able to read the articles, modify, or annotate? Because that really can change your entire way in which you share your materials.
Yeah, because if they can modify, they can delete the whole thing, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and you don't,
Yeah.
sometimes you don't want that. Annotate, okay.
Yeah.
Modify, maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So my last question, or our last question for you today is, if someone listening wants to start using RefWorks, or maybe
Yeah.
they use it, but they want to learn how to use it a bit better. I mean, you already have already given us some amazing tips, but what's your best advice for taking that next step?
Honestly, there's two things that I would recommend. Make an appointment with a librarian,
There you
make a
go.
research consultation, show up for Zoom office hours Monday through Friday from 10 to, or excuse me,
11
11
to
to
1.
1, 11 to
Yeah,
1.
11
But
to 1.
also go in and practice, see what it's like to use it, and start using it early. There's so many seniors in my LIS 1001
Yes,
course
yes,
they're like, why didn't I know about this the whole time? The other thing
exactly.
is, if you're a graduate student, you should, this is bread and butter. You should not be
Yes.
not using this.
I
This is an
know.
expensive tool. The university pays for it. And the more you use it, the better off you are. Because you can, when you start using Microsoft Office 365 to write, you can actually have the citations be written for you. And that,
Danny, I think it would be great for you to just kind of demonstrate that,
Absolutely.
how to do that, because I try to teach my students that I'm not always successful in Microsoft 365, but if I go to Google Docs, it's there.
yeah,
Uh,
it's tricky. And so
yeah,
what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring this up. Tell me if you can see this. All right.
yes.
Okay,
And I
give me
wasn't
one.
even aware about the Google Docs. Is that like a plugin that you put in your Google Docs?
Yeah, it is a
Yeah,
plugin.
it's the same
Oh,
thing. So the plugin's gonna be, I'm just gonna give you my notes so you see what I wrote today. But
no problem. You came
so
prepared.
That's
what I'm
okay.
gonna show you here is to see this
Oh,
RCM.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, basically, literally all you have to do is click on that
Mm-hmm.
and it'll ask you to log in. Okay. You don't want to log in through your institution. And this is what one tricky thing that happened. There was an update. All right. You saw there was that update. So you want the RCM regular tool and then you're gonna log into your account. Now, this is why I say use folders. Ready? Because what we have here is all of your references, which I have like 1,000 references in my RefWorks account. If we look at my critical thinking folder, let's say this article is right here. Watch how easy this is. Now it's gonna keep to the last citation style you used. Okay. And then we're gonna simply put the period, we're gonna put a space button there. And then we're gonna say, Lauren, sorry, I spelled your name wrong.
It's
We're
okay.
gonna spell your name right.
It's okay.
We're gonna just hit the space button. I'm gonna just take another article, and all you have to do is literally put the period in. Now, this is the cool thing. Ready for this one? All you're gonna really have to do now is go back to this folder. You hit these 3 stripes, and let me make this a little bit wider so you can see the full. There we go. Bibliography on. Watch.
There
And
you
the
Oh,
go.
only
wow.
thing you have to do is make it double spaced. And
Now, see,
depending on the
Danny,
style, go ahead.
I've been doing it differently. If you go back to the RefWorks Citation Manager,
Hmm.
I'm not sure what that is, edit citation, but we're gonna get out of that, go there. I I didn't know you could do that little, you were touching the
Yeah, I
quotation
didn't know
mark.
either. I just
I was
click on it.
going up and going, yeah, I put the check mark there and then insert citation. That's what I've been doing. So
Yeah,
you can just do that.
my students like doing it that way better. I don't really know necessarily which one is better, but watch what you can do. So you're saying you go here?
Yeah.
So what
I
I
don't
want
even
you to
do
do,
that. I
let's
just click on it. But yeah,
And
and
then
then
I
insert
go up
citation.
and then insert citation.
let's see if it looks, but I mean, it looks the same basic way either way.
Yeah, I guess it's
Uh,
just preference.
Preference,
I didn't
yeah.
know the quotation mark would do that.
I didn't know that either.
But watch what happens. Like it still changes the
Yes.
bibliography and the reason people ask me why I turn it off. Okay, there's a
Mhm.
reason, and the reason is sometimes you can get overwhelmed with your text, and I've seen students, literally graduate students, write through here. Like they'll start writing a paragraph and they didn't realize they were in the reference list. So if you
Oh,
turn
okay.
it off and turn it on, it will not change. It'll still be there.
Yeah.
To just
And
wait till the end.
that's what I
And
do.
in some numerical styles, it can be a little tricky, right? Like
Right.
if it's not if it's uh
Chicago
Chicago,
with
sometimes it can
footnotes.
be the
Yeah.
footnotes and stuff, it can be a little tricky. But this is a
Yeah.
great overview. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Danny. Thank you, thank you,
Yeah,
Yes.
and
thank you.
just know that all the librarians are willing to work with you to help you get used to it. The one thing I would say that Microsoft Office is better than Google Docs, and I know this is I'm taking a lot of time, but I just want to say this one thing.
Okay.
Google Docs, once you get that Word doc made with your citations, if you want to change it, you have to go way back to Google Docs and change it there and then make it into the Word doc. Whereas with Microsoft Office 365, once you basically make your changes, and if you want to go back, it lets you go back with a seamless entry.
Mm.
So that's the one thing. We are a Microsoft Office 365 university at UNF. But I mean, if you like Google Docs, more power to you. I just think personally, with experiences that I've had with students, that the Office 365 is a little bit easier to make changes.
So if I click on RefWorks-RCM, that's the wrong one.
Right? You just want
How do
RCM.
I just plain RCM?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was
If you
wondering
have,
about that.
yeah, it's weird.
How do we get it
Basically.
out of maybe we need to talk about how to get it out of that
The ribbon.
the ribbon.
So,
That might
Yeah.
be an
so my
ITS thing.
I think that is an ITS thing because I can't get rid of it. But
Oh,
what I would tell you is if you
well,
go
they'll know
here,
about it now because we have many podcasts.
the add-ins right here, if you just put in RCM,
Yeah, the
nope,
right
just
one will come
kidding.
up. Uh-oh.
RefWorks.
Well, we already have it. RefWorks
Yeah.
citation. Yeah.
So if you don't have it yet, though, that's how you get it. You go to the three
Okay.
That's how you
dots,
get it in Google.
add-ins. Yeah. Yep. Right there.
Google same
Okay.
thing. Well, thank you so much, Danny, for coming to
Yes.
Yeah.
us.
Thanks for
And
Yes.
having me today. It's been such a
yeah,
wonderful experience. And please know that no matter what discipline you are at UNF, no matter what year you are, we are here to help you.
Yes.
there you go.
Awesome. Thank you, Danny.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
All right.
Bye.
So that was Danny Feinberg.
Thank you, Danny.
And he's very knowledgeable when it comes to RefWorks.
Oh, very much so.
Yes, and he was very happy to join us on the
Yeah.
podcast. He
Yeah.
said it was fun.
That was cool.
Yeah.
And we learned a lot. There was
Yes,
a lot
we
I
did.
didn't know.
Okay.
Reference.
So let's talk about what's happening in instruction. open office hours are going strong.
Yes.
From 11 to 1, Monday through Friday. And we will have open office hours where you just drop in to Zoom, the Zoom room. So I want students to make sure that they look at the calendar on the library's homepage, because the link to our open office hours is there. It's on the bright signs that are in the library. You can just scan that QR code and drop right into a Zoom room. You know what we should do one day? We should really drop into one and let students see how easy it is to just drop in and have somebody there. That would be a good thing to do.
That would be good.
Also, I want to point out that there's Puzzle Day in the VLC. This is a banned books puzzle. Every other Tuesday when the dogs are in the library, we have banned books in the VLC. We don't have banned books. We have Puzzle Day in the VLC. We have VR puzzles that you can experience. We have offline puzzles like this banned book puzzle. We also have a virtual puzzle on the Promethean board of Ospreys, so that you can come in. So if you want to take a break from studying, need something to do to clear your mind, come on up to the VLC and work on a puzzle. Also, next week, we're going to have our cultural VR series starting Monday through Thursday of next week, and you'll be able to get tell me what it is.
Oh, your experiential learning credits.
Experiential learning credits through, what is it called? Engage UNF. Engage UNF. So make sure you stop by. All you have to do is do one of the VR experiences and answer a question on a form. And we will submit your name and your IN number to the Engage UNF people, and you'll get credit for it. So I just wanted to point that out.
All right.
Okay.
And also, well, I guess by the time this airs,
The research party.
the research party is
Yes.
February the 12th. That is next Thursday from today. But this will probably have passed. So,
Yeah.
but we do have a research party every year. So for any students that are interested, it's an opportunity to go into the library classroom. There's usually other student support services within the room, and then your instruction librarians will be there, where you can walk in and actually just get that in-person help, much in the same way that you can do with your librarian open office hours that are on Zoom. You usually can't just kind of walk up and ask us for help in person that way without scheduling a research consultation. So the research party gives you the opportunity to just walk in and get some quick in-person help if that's what you would like.
And you'll get to meet your instruction librarians. Plus, Danny put up a new display today.
Oh, yes.
In the foyer of the library, all of our pictures. So you'll be able to see.
You'll know who's who.
You'll know who's who.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know how to get in contact with the librarian through open office hours from 11 to 1 every day, or research consultation, or LibChat.
Or LibChat, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what's happening in the VLC?
Well, don't we have some education databases to go?
I'm sorry.
Education databases
Yes,
to go.
we do. Oh, before we move that
Yeah.
to there, let's go over some of the education resources in the library. Oh my goodness. All right. So the first up is the Silverfield College of Education and Human Services Library Guide. And this is the guide that Danny actually put together, where he combined several of the disciplines within Silverfield College of Education, so that our students or our faculty can go in and you can see which of the databases are relevant to your research, and just the different disciplines that are relevant to you, so you can just find information kind of in that one area. The next one is the Department of Teaching, Learning, and Curriculum. And I just wanted to highlight this for our graduate students that are, studying this particular area, learning and curriculum, that there is a guide specifically for you and resources that are to help you navigate your area of research. All right, so the first database that I wanted to highlight was Education Week, and this is when Daddy was like, really like, can you please, like, have you told them about Education Week? Daddy, I'm going to tell them about Education Week. This is a trade publication for educators, and so we do have access to it. You can go right to our database list. That's when I left off. So to get here, you would go to the library main page at unf.edu/library. You want to click on database list, and then click on the education subjects in the drop-down menu, in the subject drop-down menu, and then you'll see that list of education databases.
I see that little tab that says jobs. That's the
One. That's the one. So
the
Education
one.
Week, you have a different areas you can study.
Yeah.
But I'm sure this is exciting, especially for our would-be teachers and our other educators. So we have 2 ERIC databases. This is the one that says ERIC Documents. Okay, and so this is where you can find resources on K through 12, counseling, admin, higher education, public policy, that kind of thing. Okay, so check out your ERIC database, ERIC Documents specifically. And then you have the Chronicle of Higher Ed, which is another education trade publication, and this one features daily reports in the field, and it has an archive that goes back 12 years or more. So definitely check out that Chronicle of Higher
They also
Education.
have a jobs tab.
They also have a jobs tab.
I'm all about employment.
Good eye. Yeah, absolutely, especially in this economy.
Yes.
All right, so that's what we have for education databases that I wanted to highlight. There are some others like Education Source. These are the more common ones, your EBSCO databases. I really wanted to touch on some of the lesser known ones.
Yes. Okay.
There you go.
All right. So what's happening in the VLC education-wise? All right. Edmersive. Edmersive is a VR experience for educators. If you wanted to put your students in Edmersive, they can do science, they can do math, they can travel around the world, geography, they can do experiments, all in Edmersive. And that's available through Steam. And then there's a VR experience called Class Sim VR, where you kind of simulate teaching a class. That is available. And I know in 8th grade, students study the Holocaust and Anne Frank, and they read the Diary of Anne Frank in 8th grade. And we have a VR experience called the Anne Frank House, which is a tour through the actual house over in Europe. And you can do it as a tour, or you can do a guided tour. You can do it on your own or as a guided tour. And it gives a lot of really great information about what the world was like back when she was alive and her family felt the need to hide in that annex. Teacher's Lens Beta is an experience that is controversial a little bit, but it is a VR experience that measures implicit bias of teachers. So it's an experience where you get to ask questions and students raise their hand, and it measures who you select and how you select. Don't ask me why. It was developed by researchers at Harvard University, but it's called Teacher's Lens, and that's available as well. And those are my education experiences that I wanted to talk about in the VLC.
Teacher's Lens sounds really interesting.
It is. I've taken it, and it gives you a printout, and sometimes it's a little, it's embarrassing sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
How much you ask questions to boys or people of color or above other people or not, or girls too. I mean, so sometimes people say, oh, this is BS, but I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's a learning object.
It's a learning object,
right?
And it's something to think about, especially when you're teaching a lot of different people.
Right. Okay.
So.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
So that's what's going on in the VLC.
All right. So what are we talking about in the next episode?
In the next episode, we are going to be talking about ADA compliance.
ADA compliance. All right. All right. So catch us in the next episode. Thank you for watching another episode of the Instruction Request podcast. Remember, if you ever need any help, you can always schedule a research consultation or you can schedule an instruction request.